Good evening and welcome to another broadcast of the American Reaching Mahjong League. It's a Saturday, a rare weekend stream for us. Nathaniel here, this time joined by special guest Brian, Silver DF, to catch an A2 matchup. It is likely that they'll play all four games here, and the competitors for this series in session 4 will be Steve, Bishan, Riley, and Aldwin. Steve and Beechen, of course, at the top of the standings currently in the promotion zone, third and fourth place respectively. Riley and Aldwin trailing behind, currently in the relegation zone. So pivotal series for all four players, really. And Brian, you've had the chance to play against some of these players, right?
I guess I've only played against Steve, um,
Yeah,
not the other three.
Steve, a regular in the IRL tournament circuit. Beechen hops on board as well. Al hasn't made as many recently, but he'll be hosting the Chicago tournament recently. Are you planning to go to the Chicago event?
Yeah, I'm going to the Chicago one.
So definitely we might have an opportunity to get this exact table there. Only Riley's the only player that I don't know if he's going to be there or not, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that and looking forward to seeing how this game goes. Beach on our first dealer, Steve on the right, Al across the table, and Riley on the left. Dora Tumon. And any of these high pie stand out to you?
Um, Probably Twin Man's High Pie with Theodora. Just looks like a good hand with time chances.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a 5 mon. So a chance
Ooh,
to
that's
force
with
the
the
top.
five of them, yeah.
Is that would you recommend calling that there?
Yeah, well, I would 100% call.
It would be Ishanten looking to
Yeah.
fill the two for Kanchan. Al is a player who has some mahjong sayings. He likes to pen some phrases, and one of his go-tos is trust your draws. So he's probably really hoping to fill that himself, but it does sort of slow yourself down. And with two Dora and a Yaku ready, perhaps he may regret that. We'll see. There is a con from Riley though of the 9 mon. That's a lot of foo.
Yeah, that's perfect Yishanten as well.
Good shapes. The only issue is that
Although, yeah,
Jiamin,
he is Fullerton on the one pin.
yeah, a little bit, and all of the
So,
1 pins are gone at this point. So really relying on the 4 pin. Oh, and a Dora. So will Al call now? Yeah, has made the shift to Tanya, and these shapes aren't bad either. Dora 3 and Diancon and the Monzu 4, 6, 8, as well as the pin shape that looks quite strong as well.
yeah, so Steve broke the 7-8 mon because the 9 mon got conned.
Hmm.
The 4-6 pin.
Well, this is Tempai. It's on that 50-10 1-4 pin.
Yeah.
Riley not shying away from an open Mongon. We'll see if Al is scared of a Ricci.
Oh, he's 10 point.
Tempai jams. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
He popped sumo on the 50-10. Wait, on the the only side that was live in the wall. It's gonna be a Mongon with all that foo. Ricci Patsumo. And the extra 32 foo is gonna bump that up to Mongon value 2,000, 4,000, and Riley gets off to a crazy start. Al was probably hoping he had this one in the bag. Open Mongon falls short. And now Steve, the dealer, Beechin will open up here. It's actually a little strange sometimes to see Beechin opening because in my mind he's a player that's very closed and defensive and unwilling to put himself into a position of weakness. But these shapes are pretty strong, and the hand had a lot of pairs.
yeah, I like the open. Just go for a quick 100 hand.
Chase Steve off the dealership for sure. See Al on the right, doing okay, but likely going to be a bad weight Ricci for minimal value. If he draws into Tempai, it's hard to open with those tiles. No ready Yaku. Another pair for Riley across the table. Maybe too early to really think about pairs here, but these shapes aren't the best. We'll cut away from a Conchon, so holding all the pairs there. Beachhead finally getting Tempai. Is it, if the 2-so wasn't Dora, would it be more normal to cut the 4-so there?
Yeah, I'd probably still cut the fourth though.
Mm,
Just because I think the 7-so win rate is higher.
yeah, and this move just means that Beachhead's really hoping to be able to draw down towards the Dora. There is a Tempai on the 5-so, but 3 in the wall.
Mm.
And a Tempai on the right. That was what I was thinking of. Al won't reach the Conchon, but does find the Tsumo. I wonder if that was worth considering a Huri Tenrichi there.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. But I think a few of the 9 months are gone, which is the tile you wanted to draw.
Yeah, because there's no Pihu there, so really you're hoping for the full straight with the 9 draw. Fair enough. I mean, it passes. There's a player open as well. They're probably pretty close to Tempai,
Yeah.
so shuts down that hand. Al will take that small victory into his dealership. Certainly a callable hand, but passes the tune. Another time where we see him pass an early call.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one makes more sense because there's no pair after you call the chin. You probably want to wait a little more.
Yeah, I always think that pairs aren't too hard to find, but definitely helps to have that in your back pocket before you open.
Six
Steve
was a great draw on the left.
Ishanten headless. Kind of feel uncomfortable to draw the 6 or 7, so and just be on a Concha. Now this Dora is kind of interesting. Do we cut away from the Mon shape?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Fully committing here with the 4 Mon as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2 month first just because it's twice cut. If you draw the 4 month pair, it's still a good reaching.
Yeah, you reach it with the Dora, cutting the Dora rather.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, how many 8-sos need to be cut before you take the other side? I mean, obviously, if all 4 are gone, then it's not giving you any advantage. But you still take the Geomed weight if there's 3 8-so discarded.
Mm. In Akanashi, I'd probably take the 5, so there's three 8-sos out.
Gotcha.
3 8-sos out. Yeah, but just for like a ladder game, I'd probably always take the 5 8-so.
Well, we're gonna see at Chase here. I'm sure Steve also Tempai. Gonna jam the 7 maybe, or wait on the Dora. Oh, 7 pin. Waiting on the Dora. And will do into
Yeah,
pot 3.
sometimes I like the safer tile, even though it dealt in, because of the 5 pin 3 pin Tadashi there. If it
Mm.
were like a normal 5 6 pin waiting on 4 7 pin, then you would expect something like 3 pin 5 pin.
Yeah, that's true. The order definitely makes it look safer. And that also avoids you cutting the Dora Suji, which is always a scary tile against the Ricci.
Yeah.
Unfortunately there for Steve, but he comes back with this hand that's potentially Tsuiso. Started with 3 honor pairs. He's called 2 of them. Still looking for Yakuhai West. There's a bunch of honors in the wall. He could actually find his way there. Let's start forcing Honitsu. This could be a Tempai for Riley. Chooses the 6-so.
Yeah, there's more upgrades this way. You can draw 1 3 4 so, and then you can also ponder at 1 pin.
Yeah, as opposed to the previous shape that was the Yankan 468, where you only really improve on the 3. Of course, the 2 is door in that case, but this one has a ton of improved tiles, including this 3-so.
Yep.
The weight is strong. Can it outpace Steve's monster? There's the West. Do we commit with the 9-so? I guess it's not a commit yet, but we hedge? Okay. Oh, but Al quickly drops the 1-so, and that will end the threat. Double tone for 2,900. Riley takes the lead up to almost 10,000 points over Bichen. It was going to be a really interesting spot if Steve paired up one more honor tile. Because that'd just be Tempai, Honitsu, double Yako High from Mongon. I suspect he just takes the Tempai. Doesn't dream at all.
Yeah,
But
I mean it's hard to break the chase with like a dealer double tone call, especially.
yeah, so tempting. Like it's how rare is it to see it see? So I don't think there have been many in Armel. But Riley does shut down the hand early, and Isham done already. Pretty wide one too. Could be Tanya, but this one mon is providing the acceptance of the two mon into Tempai. Oh, and now
Yeah, I probably got a little one on here.
G.
Since this maximizes time chances and it's also easy to call a lot of time.
Home.
you can even draw the 5-pin into Tempai. Bichen will open up a second time now, aiming for Honitsu Yakuhai. Red Dragon and Manzu. More Manzu required now. Looking for something to connect to this 5-mon. But
It's
that's
Senpai.
but you're waiting on the
I
7, I
probably would
guess.
hold off though. I don't. You could even just throw it back. Yeah, that's an option. Or you could break with like Amon, but he chose to break with the 4-pin.
Interesting.
Uh,
Definitely a hard
yeah, I don't think there's a clear advantage over just playing the 1-pin there.
Hmm.
'Cause now you lose the Tanya once you draw the 5-pin.
Right, yeah, at least the one allowed you to cheat the 5-pin. And, 5-pin not a tile you necessarily expect to see come out, but again, when someone's showing Mon Honitsu, maybe it's more likely to come out than usual. But that's an Ishanten across the way, drawing two Ankos, probably not what Steve was expecting. Very wide Kutsuki Ishanten floating the 3-so and the 5-pin as connecting tiles, but a lot of Tempai draws in the Pinzu. That's not even an
An
upgrade.
improvement to. Well, there's like, oh yeah, there's no 1-1 left.
So he'll hold because he can,
Okay.
draw like the 6-mon and improve.
Each.
There's no Chanta either, so upgrade there. Ooh, Dora, that's not the tile you wanted to see here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fold here.
And Steve is really targeting Arona on Beachen. Now, Beachen, typically very defensive, but he's kind of vulnerable in this spot. He can play, I guess, 7-mon Suji, and then the 8 and the 9 are one chance. He's likely still pretty safe here.
Yeah, 2-mon's okay to push because of the early 4-mon.
Dealer, after having drawn 2 doors, really wishes he could get back in this fight. But it's really hard to jam the 8-mon here, or any Monzu, to be honest. Beachen finds a tile he doesn't like. 4-so, close to Dora. Even
Yeah.
Beachen can actually get back into Tempai. But does not going to call, does not going to draw, so that North has actually not come out. So he's a little worried about it, cuts the 7 instead. Looks like we're going to the draw. Yu Kyoku found Steve the only player Tempai, and Riley takes a look at the door in hand and says, yes, I was correct to not discard that tile. Fast-paced game so far. Oh, excuse me.
Wait, what?
There was a double reach. As we were switching screens, positions, Steve double reaching on Pei Tonki. He had the choice between 8-pin and the Pei. And, well, just like that, we're in South 2.
I almost thought that was a chief for a second.
It felt like that. I mean, because we were mid-transition, we didn't hear the Ricci. And next thing you know, we see the Pei coming out in his orange. Well, not much to do there. Reach Ipat's Chitoy. Was that a Mongon for Steve? Or Reach
홈,
Ipat's Chitoy
Or
96?
double reach, double reach.
A double read, or yeah, so Mongon. And that was non-dealer, so 8,000 leaves Al's bank. And Steve back over 30k again. I said this was fast-paced. I didn't expect it to be that fast-paced.
Yeah.
All these players, I think this is an extremely experienced table. I think Al was saying that he's coming up on 15 years of playing, and Beechen has also been playing for Beechen and Steve both
홈,
real veterans in the Mahjong community in the U.S. at least, and that experience is shown in the speed at which they make their decisions. But it's Riley, the Oklahoman, who is in the lead right now, 39-5, and 2 calls. That's Dora 3.
Yeah.
Headless.
Really hoping for like a 1-3 mon.
Yeah, you want to end up on the 2-sided weight here. 5 pin keep.
Hmm.
Could this be
Yeah, this loses a lot of efficiency with the. Yeah, I don't know about this.
Yeah, you still get the pair draws, but you lose the 2 mon. That's 4 whole tiles. Is there any world where he ends up switching to pin Honitsu here?
I don't think so because like the 5-6 mon is a good ramen shape, so. You're, and you already have the value, so there's no reason for you to pivot. Here.
Maybe this is meant to be a disguise. Like he draws something in the Monzu for Tempai, like the 4 mon, and then cuts the 5 pin, making it look like he's waiting in the pinsu. Perhaps that's what he's trying to think here. I don't know if that's going to fool his
Sure, I just
players.
don't.
Oh, that's
And
the
the
punish.
backfire on the 2 mon.
But still, he's the player that's threatening here. The rest of the table has to watch out. All right, we have diamond shapes in the pinsu and the Monzu, so super wide again. Steve looks like he's just out. Bishen thought about it for a little while, but gave up his Ishantan.
リーチ
Al's not afraid. He slams Reach with potential Sun Anko. Richie Tanya waiting 5 mon, 6 mon, but there's only 1 tile for that weight in the wall. A risky shove against an open Mongon, but Al, score-wise, might not be in a position to care. Still not Tempai. No good discard. We'll find the 1 pin.
Yeah, he probably wants to cut a pair since he has another draw left.
Right, if you got one, then the other will follow. Okay, everyone escapes. The Mongon hand didn't get Tempai, and Al ends up being the only player who can collect points here. 3,000 points, leaves a stick in the middle. Seems like he's always collecting points before his dealership. We'll see if he can take any while he does have the bonus value as dealer. And does get the call of the East. This time opening even though he doesn't have a pair. Perhaps in desperation to get that Ricci stick back. Maintain the dealership.
홈,
Of course, whenever you have a Dora sitting there in your hand, that's always a valid candidate as your final pair shape. But Riley as well opens up and gets the door to come out, passes it. Says no thank you to a Mongon.
Wait, 2 pins outdoor, right?
Oh, wait, why did I think the 2 pin was the Dora? I'm glad you're here, looking at the Dora indicator, because I certainly am not. Was that the Dora last round? Did I just look at the 1 pin as the first cut and assume that was the Dora? That is actually something that happens to me when I play live. Whatever comes out first becomes the Dora indicator in my head. Well, that definitely changes my view of these hands. I was still rocking that 9
Home.
mon, so that's the actual door here, and does end up Tonki on it.
Oh,
So I was kind of right, but just in a really roundabout way. I think
Home.
Steve has no incentive to ever drop this 9 mon, so L looking for one of the two remaining Dora in the wall. Riley also opening up. Calls it cheap in this time for Tempai. Same weight, but better. Gets the 9 mon and the 6 mon.
Dong.
And now can't do anything but drop the 6 mon away, so the dealership will pass. Riley gets that Ricci stick. And we're headed to South 4 already. Players trying to set a record for the fastest game, apparently. This is going to be a tough ask for Al to come back. He's 11,100 points behind Beachend, so he needs a Hanuman. But for Steve, though, Steve has chances at first. Any Mongon win will put him... Oh, sorry, it needs to be a Mongon Sumo or direct off of Riley in order to get there. Of course, for Riley, he wouldn't be too upset about winning a few more points as dealer. Towards the Green Dragon, and Riley cut it on the first discard. Is that something that you see a lot with the lead?
It depends. Like I guess it depends on his position in the standing.
Currently,
If he's just
Riley...
okay with like, yeah.
yeah, right now he's at 16th position, the first in the relegation zone at minus 96.5. So he does need some points here.
Yeah, I guess I would consider holding it on just a few more turns. Okay.
Well, getting out of the hand early does give you the advantage of being a little more confident that no one else has a huge hand. If they had the door pair already, they'd likely have called it, and you'd be able to see which hand to avoid. And it also doesn't slow him down at all. He is moving closer to Tempai, 2 away, and can play for Tanya as well. If he chooses to open, it will speed up his hand a little bit. Steve has been trying to find that Mongon across the table, but it has been slow going.
Yeah, it's gonna be super difficult with this hand.
It just takes the pair heavy Ishanten. Oh. 9-1 here.
9-1.
Moves us away from Pinfu.
Home.
Yeah, I think 3 pins with a normal cut there.
Beachen will happily accept a 3-pin now. He's opened up for the 7, so content with just 1,000 points.
G.
Even if it doesn't put him over 30k.
And that's Senpai. I guess if you want a gap 10, you could just
Eat.
con here and hope for more points, but I think just Ricci is like the standard play.
Yeah, if Steve had kept the 6 mon instead of the going to holding the 2 so pair, which ended up being discarded here, he would have been able to con. But you know, anything could happen. You could see a 2 mon as the Uda indicator. Just what? No 2 mons, never mind.
Sumo.
Oh, he put Sumo, okay.
Ooh,
Reach puts
that
Sumo
could be
Ida. Misses. It's the 6, so good attempt there from Steve, and he will retain a positive score here. But big win goes to Riley, plus 23.8 will allow him to escape relegation. Well, actually, it's going to still leave him there, but he's in much better position. Of course, you anticipate after positive finish here, more games fill out in the A2 division, That will move him closer to escaping, but a nice positive result there. Steve moves up to, well, stays in second place. Beechin falls down to fourth. Actually, I think it was Steve moving up and Beechin staying there in fourth position. And Al is going to have a little bit more work to do here to escape relegation, but we'll see. It's a tough table, but anything can happen. We'll take a look at the big screen in terms of the statistics. Stanley up at the top still. We saw David have a nice series recently, jump up to the 5th spot overall.
Sorry, I don't see the screen with anything.
Yeah, let me pop that up for you. Kenyon has been chilling here in the middle of the pack. Notable though, she has had an awesome performance in the WRC Team League, online Team League, and I think she is the second player overall in the entire league, Japanese pros included, in terms of the best consecutive 20 games. So really impressive from her, and she has completed all her games for this session. So we'll wait for session 5 before we see any more action there. Christine has had a huge set of games recently, winning 2 more in the current series to jump up to 3rd position. A lot of movement has been happening lately in the A2 division. Okay, looks like they are set for game number 2. I am still pulling that up, so just a moment, we'll have that. They took no breaks before jumping straight in. Looks like it will be Steve to start things off.
Boom.
Already we see 2 early calls from Al. So maybe a change in plan in the last game. Trying to speed things up.
Could have maybe cut this out for a Huizu shift there.
Yeah, I guess if you draw something like 5, I guess 5 your tempi. 7 pin, certainly you could make the Honitsu shift. Is it worthwhile to cut away from the 6-mon, 7-mon if you draw the 5 pin or the 8 pin?
Yeah. I mean, you're going from 2Han to 4Han. That's like a huge improvement in terms of value.
It looks like 5 pin is in high demand here. There are 3 either held or discarded. Looking around at the table, I want to see where the door are. One gets drawn by Riley. Considers the shape, might end up cutting the... Oh, he's tempied. It's just
Already
slammed.
have 10 pine. Yeah, I don't hate it. The 7 pin looks pretty good with the early 6 pin discards from 2 players.
And you know, when you cut a 5 early like that, sometimes it indicates 1-4 or 6-9, but less so just the 7 by itself.
Yeah,
At least that's not in the forefront of people's minds. The 7 pin is live in the wall. There are 2 copies there. Al's going to try to dance around this. Doesn't like the force, so near the Dora, of course. Steve has a path to Tempai, but it's not a good one. He needs to fill 3 bad shapes. And you can see even Bichen struggling a little bit with a defensive plan here. Ends up trusting the Ricci Suji 7-mon, or Suji to the Ricci tile, that is, Ricci 4-mon.
Chi.
Steve, perhaps the most comfortable in terms of his defense here, has 5 pin, and these honor tiles. So he'll make the call here and try to play for K10. Tenpai without a Yaku. Still has a lot of work to go.
Yeah, you can make this kind of play with safe tiles because there's you're cheating away the dangerous tiles. So.
Yeah, it's definitely
You still have room to defend afterwards. So.
It's definitely a consideration. It's less optimal if when you chi away Genbutsu tiles that are just perfectly safe. But in this case, he's got plenty of things to work with.
Sumo.
There's the 7, the final 7. Ichi Tsumo Gora. And that will be 1,000, 2,000 points. Riley, another early lead. Now, the last game, he won a Mongon and then kind of coasted, despite a end-of-game comeback from Steve with a double reach Ipat's Chitoy. Let's see if he can maintain the lead once again. Al in the dealer seat. If I opened up this hype, I'd be pretty optimistic. Taking a second to read the Mon shape. Doesn't actually really have a pair. That could work. We'll move away from Itsu here.
Yeah, the 109 so doesn't do too much.
Yeah, you need a whole nother block in order to cut the 4 and the 6 and get Itsu. Those find another block in the form of a 4-mon draw. So we have 4-5 shape and a 5-6-7, and that is an Ishan 10, or really awkward shape, but there's so many draws into Tenpai. And that's one of them.
Reach.
But
yeah, probably go for 7 so here because the other side is written.
Yeah, 369. Riley really tanking here. Draws the triplet of the White Dragon. Of course, sort of incentivizes a push, but he's got to pass so many tiles, including this door 9-mon.
We consider 2-pin here, and then slam the 9-mon if you draw like a 1 for 7 pin.
Sides on the Genbutsu 5. I kind of like the 2-pin here. You see a lot of 3s, and it's Suji. And you have the pair as well.
Yeah, it's very low doing right.
Okay, well, Riley has decided he doesn't want to test anything here. And that's a good thing, too, because he just drew the deal in tile. There is only 1 4 and 1... that's actually the last 4 in the wall. As expected, Steve Ibishen also doing... Just getting out of there. It's going to be a big waiting game to see if Al can find his winner in his last couple of draws. Richie Tanya Pinfu, though, is pretty good slam. And he hasn't backfired with the 369, so either. I know I'd feel a little regret if I'd redrew what would have been my Furitan Sumo.
Still 1/4 left in the wall.
One more try. Does not hit. So we are going to do Kyoku Al again. Not getting the win, but gets the Noten payments. It seems like every time Al reaches, everyone just runs, and no one really takes the fight. But if you don't sumo, you're getting minimal points for that. Piece 2, repeat 1. Richie stick and a home in the middle of the table. Door 5 mon usually is spicy, but only one person holds it, and these starting tiles look pretty slow for just about everybody. Riley's got the green dragon pair that is callable at least. Do you ever call that 8 pin, or are these shapes too good to do that?
I definitely call the second one. I probably call the first one as well, but
Mm.
I think passing the first one's fine. But the second one, I think passing is probably a mistake.
Yeah, it's just so hard to complete that shape once the second one comes out. And if you can't complete it, then you're really relying on another block forming elsewhere.
Wait, he didn't call the final Hatsu either.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Maybe he's very, worried about this form indicator.
Mm.
Seems a little unorthodox, but it is going to be a more challenging hand to complete again because those two 8 pins are gone.
Yeah, I mean, he could potentially get more value this way if he ends up on a Ricci.
Absolutely. I wonder if Beachhead is going to go all the way to Sozu Chinitsu. We're getting close. 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5. I hope he gets there. I hope he gets the Sozu Chinitsu Tenpai so that we can have a Chinitsu trainer moment. In the meantime, Riley's
It might be,
collecting
yeah, it might be difficult.
all the other Sozu. When we were talking about Riley's hand at the start, I was not expecting it to turn into this. That's for sure. Oh, Tenpai for Al. He hates this weight though. 9 months completely gone. 6 months not likely to come out, and there's a ton of improvements here. It's also really late, third row. But either Ricci could scare people away.
It's probably not worth it though.
Now he gets what he's looking for. Slams this Ricci, although it's not. It's almost.
Yeah. Just do 7 months.
Yeah. So it is just as bad as the other one, but certainly has the value to back it up. This is the 7-1 on his final draw. Does Beechin want to pass the buck to Riley? No, and there's the 7. One tile off for Al.
I think pretty cute into Tenpai if he kid with 2-4.
And then I guess he has to pass either 5 mon or 5 pin.
Yeah,
Probably
5
both
pin.
too dangerous.
Hmm.
I didn't get a good look though.
I think 5 pin looked okay. 5 months, like, obviously the door was.
Right. I guess, if he was still thinking about it, he can call the chi and then get an extra 10 seconds to decide what to do. Is it 10 seconds or 5 seconds after the call?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember either, because usually after the call, I'm just discarding immediately. Let's say at least minimum 5 seconds. You make a call with what your best guess is, and then you get 5 more seconds to think about it. And you had safe towel to cut in case things went wrong. You didn't like what you saw. Five. Another 5 is the Dora. This time Beechin looks like he's got a much faster hand.
Yeah, I made a wrong choice between the blocks there.
Oh, 7-9 versus 6-8.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Keep the more central block, they said. Well, committed now to... I guess we draw the 2-pin. We still have to cut another block, although it could be a pair. Pair discard. There's a world where we back our way into Pinzu Itsu. We find the 9-pin, 2-pin, 4-pin. Really, I've been looking at Bishan's hand. It's Diamond, Diamond, Ishanten. Ooh, can call it. That does no good.
Yeah.
Home.
Steve will open, though. Finds a path to Junchan.
Yeah. 608 looks normal here.
Yeah, leaves you with the Shampo weight, and you could still work your way towards the Itsu. At this rate, he might even find himself with Honitsu. Door comes out. Oh, I would G that.
Yeah, you could feed it into into Yishanten.
No, he's trusting the draws
But you're
here.
also Yishanten without the cheese.
Right. I don't know. I see a Dora, a chance to use it. I just hit the button. That Beach will make that call. So 10 by 4-pin, 7-pin. Oh, that's a 4-pin. So Steve doesn't have to drop this. We'll start with the
Why the
Tuso.
choose them? Why the choose them? Because you're not Tenpai yet, so you don't really want to risk it before
Right.
Tenpai.
And he can make that
And there's a
decision
chance
later.
that
Well, here we go.
yeah, here you or just have to deal.
Dom.
I guess Sema was 3-cut though, so there might be an argument to just go 1-pin there for a K10.
Mm. Yeah, I actually hadn't noticed that. I really do like the K10 play then.
Yeah, but I guess with one call, it's okay to push him. There's still a lot of sujis I haven't passed.
Yeah, I'm a little
So
concerned about maybe even not necessarily Beechan's hand, but just giving Al a good call for Honitsu. Speaking about Honitsu, that is a lot of Sozu. All these hands much better looking than they have been in the past couple rounds. Could see some early tempi here. Shantam.
we draw 5 so here if you want to go for song tripping.
Goes with one so holding everything.
Chi.
It's not Ishanten though. Gives up on that. Looks for better shapes in the future.
Yeah, I don't hate this way because if you keep the 1 so it could just be reaching on me. But this way you're opening up with Rishi tile ping through essentially.
Right. We're gonna see a Ricci Dora 1 from Riley. 4 Mon 8. So 1 tile on the wall for this weight. Beechin jams the 5 on Ebot's turn. Oh, 5 is safe. 5 is called from Steve.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, Steve
Or
though.
could it be one? There's already 2 mons, so we'll probably have to count.
Yeah, early 2 Mon followed by 7 Ricci. Usually doesn't deal with the 4, but that doesn't count when it's a Shampong weight. And also Steve was Tempai, didn't have much wiggle room anyway, so maybe at that point your best defense is just winning the hand. Into e4. Riley at the helm has the Hatsu pair. Now, we saw him pass this call up a couple rounds earlier in this game. Curious to see his move this time around. He does have all the blocks he could want, although he certainly wishes they were stronger than these Kanchans. Now kind of starting to move in the pair's direction.
Pom.
Al Sing red. Chun Call, lots of Manzu as well. Looks like a Honitsu, and that's the Dora suit. But he may have Bichun to contend with. Ishan 10 for him, headless. And now Riley's starting to fill more pairs. One away from Tenpai 4-7. But he opens.
Yeah, this is a lot more acceptance if you open the Hatsu.
I also like doing it because Al looks Mon heavy, and that's the Dora suit. I don't want somebody with a lot of Dora having a chance to win. I'd rather just call for 1500.
Sumo.
And Riley will steal the win here. Maintaining the lead once again. Nice little high pie. Again, full of good shapes, or at least enough shapes. Quality of which can improve pretty easily. Two door on the right. Steve will not hesitate to open up with the Haku. Bichun falls behind, though, with the East Call. Chun in the pocket as well. These pairs are callable. I wonder if he'll be able to turn this into Toy Toy.
Yeah, I really have to draw another pair first.
That is the dream for sure.
Richi.
Oh, slam a Ricci from Al. Ricci, Tanya, Pihu, potential Ipeiko, 4-7. So, with those cuts, that is blazing fast hand. No info. This spot for these other players, there's little else to do than just shove tiles. Okay, no con, not that crazy.
Wow.
It's a Tenpai. Steve has managed to thread the needle here, waiting 4-7 Mon.
I'm surprised the dealer cut the 3 so last turn. He could have just kept the West. Now we've been Tenpai.
Ooh, 4-so. And that will be jammed. So Ricci pin for Tanya, unless there's an Uda. It's 3900. With Homba. Of course, Al's from the Chicago Club. In this part of the country, we don't hit Uda. It makes scoring very easy. You know exactly what you're going to get when you're Slammer Ricci. Steve, though, will suffer a little bit. Only player below 30,000, but gets his second chance in the dealer's seat. Thinking back at that 3-so discard from Bichun, definitely known to be on the defensive side. But also, I wonder if there's something to be said about knowing that if you discard safe tiles, like slightly dangerous tiles, in the hopes of drawing it to Tenpai, then you have to slam a Ricci. Like you're responsible now to fight for your hand. But if you just fold completely, then you don't have to think about that. Yeah, you don't have to make that decision later.
But the thing is, West was also safe there, so it wasn't like he was pushing a dangerous side.
I guess big Kanchan, was there Sanchoku 234?
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
Okay. I couldn't remember what the pin block was. But gonna miss
It
out
was,
on.
yeah, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5.
Oh, so close. Is gonna miss out on this Dora though. Was once cut, and then immediately paired up. but discarded in successive turns by Bichen. Definitely has
Still
dream.
some good hands.
Yeah. Uh, not much to back that up. We'll still hold the 6 mon in case we draw, 5. But I'm curious to see if he's willing to call for any of these Sanchoku blocks. Because I think it's really hard to win this hand without opening for it.
Yeah, I'd probably just spend 9 here and go away from the Santoku. Because you already speed to 8-Sos, and efficiency wise, 9 doesn't do anything.
Mm.
Could open for Itsu here. I think I like it because of the 4-7 pin, which
Gee.
is very bad already.
Yeah, that if you
リーチ
don't take it now, you're probably not getting it later. But that does give the tempo draw to Al, who will slam a Ricci again. Ricci Pinfu, waiting 6-9 mon, and now that 9 mon stuck in Bichen's hand.
I mean, he has plenty of tiles to hold on to.
And knowing Bichen, he's no danger of discarding that anytime soon. We'll see.
There's some Uncle Tenpai.
Oh wow. Will Dama hoping for Suanko? We could see some.
Sumo.
Oh. Al says no. Ricci Patsumo Pifu Uda. What? That's not supposed to happen. That wasn't in the script. A useful Uda on top of that. Goes from 420 to 5 Han. 52 to 8,000, and Al will steal the lead away. Just when we were getting excited about potential Suanko. Al, though, early Dora cut, says, I have my points. Thank you very much. I don't need to pair that up. Also, three other pairs in hand, so with the tune being once cut, a little less utility there. On the right, looks kind of slow across the table. Maybe a Tanya if we choose to open, although we've seen Riley in these spots play really closed. I think he's got one of the more closed styles overall. Yeah, 22.6% call rate this season. As a player who does not like to open. That also explains why he has a 25% Ricci rate. Highest among these 4 players. Tempai for Steve. Doesn't like this 4-so as his final weight for Chitoy.
I'm just Dama for now.
Would you hellweight Shun? Surely you would, right?
Yeah, I definitely would.
I'm kind of tempted just to slam this Ricci because it'd be hilarious to win with a pair of 4s in all 3 suits. Okay, he'll cut the 4 holding the 8-so. So this is no longer Tempai because we don't play with Kansai Chitoy in this league, unfortunately. Oh, and out with a Tempai will Dama, and the 8 comes out. Doesn't get the Sanchoku this way, but a Tanya will end Steve's threat.
Yeah, so Steve cutting the 4-so there, he can still get Tenpai on basically any draw. But at the same time, he's keeping chances for a Suanko Tenpai.
Yeah, if you draw another triple, then you have to decide which pair to cut.
Yeah.
And I think he didn't like the number of 5s and 8 pins that had been cut at that moment. But with the confirmed Sanchoku Yaku, I wonder if there was like any Tonki was better than that Diamond if you weren't planning to reach yet. Oh my goodness, just gets perfect draws again, straight into Tempai. A bit of misfortune the last game for Al, but this one's certainly going his way. 1 mon, 4 mon. If he can win this hand, we'll be in complete command.
I don't think anyone has a real fighting hand.
There's 2 door on the left, but that's like the closest one. It is Chitoy Shanten. You Gotta jam
Yeah,
some
I
No.
should
tiles.
in. No safe tiles there.
Yeah. Just 3,900. We're back to normalcy. Ricci, Dora 1, no Udon. But these high pie have been really going in Al's favor lately. Another one that looks kind of interesting with multiple pairs. Hello, sevens.
Shito each one's in.
Cheeto shut
But
down,
we
but
can
if I
go
see
for
a
the
7, I'm
Boko here.
calling that.
Right.
How lucky is Al going to be in his hand? Shit on the right with the pair of south. That is his wind and round wind, so double Yaku high. Oh, he wants it. He cuts the south ahead of the anything else. Called by Beechen.
Whoa. Just threw back the Dora.
Wow, that was a really quick door discard. Al, I think, prides himself on his discard speed, but 5 so certainly seemed useful if you're playing as G-Toy.
Yeah, I mean, if he was going for Chito, he probably would have kept this out. So, I didn't point the 7th and either.
Okay, so definitely feels like a G-Toy plan.
Yeah, maybe he feels like he has enough points, so just going either Chito or fold.
Don't do anything that puts yourself in any sort of danger.
Done.
There goes the 6, and that will be just double south for Bichen. 2,600 puts him almost up to 30,000 points. It's a real battle now for second and third place as we head into South 3. This hand is Ishanten already. But with bad shapes. Quick Junchan check, not really there. I always look at that spot and wonder, if I cut the 4-mon right now, and I happen to draw into Tempai, will that bait the 3-mon coming out as a sort of Sotogawa? But I think with
Yeah, it'll definitely increase the win rate. It's just a question of like, do you want the 5-1 improvement?
right. If I think I have a good enough shape that I'm going to get to Tempai sooner rather than later, then I might. But
Home.
with a Kanchan here, a Penchon rather in the 8-9, so I think I'd rather have the improvement and definitely rewarded.
Mhm.
Pair of 3-pin on the right. 2 calls from Aldo. This time he's not afraid to open up. Chen sets up a Suji ahead of time. Oh, but
Ooh.
gets the Hootie 10. 3-sided.
You probably take the first 10 3-sided here, because you accept the 7 tone anyways.
Yeah, you could even
We could cut
consider.
like a 9 so, or yeah. You could cut 9 so first and then considering waiting on the non-fur 10 7 so.
Oh, yeah, because you set up that trap.
Mhm.
A lot to consider, and what seemed like a pretty innocuous decision there. But Al will find the 5, so that is going to be Tempai with the Yama wait. And he might have a decision soon. Wait, he can't. I was going to say, if he draws 6-pin or 7-pin, the question of whether he goes for Toy Toy or not is kind of interesting. But we can see where all of those 6 and 7s are.
True. And with these coins, I probably wouldn't go for Toy Toy. Or just take the 1 coin.
Sumo.
There it is. Yakuhai, Yakuhai. I mean, it does turn into Mungon, but the weight quality is really tough with it. Both pairs being central tiles. As is, even though he's got the big lead, Al still has a goal here, and that is try to knock Riley down below 30,000 points, and then Al will be able to earn an extra 5 points of UMA.
Dealer has an amazing high punt here.
Wow, even paired up the Dora. This is a great opportunity for Riley to catch up. Down by 23,000 points, approximately, but one dealer Mongon is a huge swing. We'll see if you can manage to pull something like that off.
I mean, this could easily be a Hanuman Sumo.
Hanuman class hand, potentially. Beechan has a goal of getting 1,600 points to get over 30k. Overblocked. We'll have to make some sacrifices here.
Or maybe go like 2-mon, yeah.
2-mon, 1-mon, 1-mon, or 2-mon east-east seems pretty normal. Oh, her Chitoi Tanya Dora too. Goes back on it, holds the 8 again. Maybe doesn't like the fact that the 1-mon is Suchi to the Dora.
Yeah, just give him the A as a final time. Drawing the 6 or even the 7-mon could be good.
All right, well, he was thinking about the 5 so decided he couldn't call it, but we'll grab the 5 pin. Now 1 away from Tempai. That is Tempai, but doesn't want it.
I guess there's still improvement on the Sozu side. But usually you just take the 10 point here.
Yeah. Feels hard to give up on 5,800 Tempai. Even though the weight is really, really low quality.
Reach.
Al's gonna jam here. 4-mon, 7-mon weight. Richi Dora 1. If he tsumos, that will be the full value here. Full bonus 5 points of Uma. The Tempai's back. 5 so is Nakasuji, or even 2 so.
2 is Genbutsu, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't like it. Does jam the 9-mon.
I'm still pushing, I guess.
Yeah, 1 chance. Oh, there's the Tsumo. Would not have mattered. The 6-pin did not come out in this entire time, so Richi Tsumo Dora. That will knock Riley below Al. A big win here, plus 47.6. So Riley made improvements in game 1. Al made improvements in game 2. And both players are going to be improving their position in the A2 standings. See Al moving up to 17th position. So right about where Riley was at the start of the day. And of course, Riley's moved up to minus 73.6. So this is great news for the contest at the relegation zone. It's going to be a dogfight all the way through. Do a quick check to see how the other games are going. Looks like this table has taken a pause. And perhaps that gives us some time to take a sneak peek at another table that has been going on. I anticipated them playing the A2 table playing all 4 today, but it could just be the 2 tonight. We'll see. In the meantime, there is a B3 match going on. And let me see if I can pull that up. All right, so we've got Danny, Maya, Tess, and Yukai. Some of these players I haven't had the chance to broadcast yet, so apologies if I'm butchering the pronunciation.
So we have I guess a Kuski Shantae on the left with potentially Itsu. It's actually guaranteed Itsu, right? If you draw around the 5 cent.
Oh, you're right. No matter how you draw into Tempai, you're still going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shape. Super strong for
I guess if
Maya.
you draw like yeah. I guess if you draw like the 3, 3, 4, 6, 7 pin, you might not get the Itsu.
So 8.
ドン
That will go into a Ramadan Ipeko Dora. A dealership will pass. And the gap here, 12,000 points, is overcomable, especially when you open
Yeah,
up with
especially with
3
the
Dora.
second.
Can they manage to convert here? It looks like readily shapes are ready made for Tanya as well. If you could get a couple another block, I'm considering holding that 7 pin, even though we've cut the 9 pin already, just in case we draw the 6. Yeah, this tile. Well,
I mean, you
this
can
is
still keep it down.
right.
Yeah.
In the meantime, on the right, that's a Kokushi or a I don't know.
Probably a Toy Toy slash Chi Toy slash Kochi hand.
No. It's nice when your Kokushi has a couple alternatives. Wow, 8 pin cut
Yeah,
seems
that
like a
seems like
full
Kochi.
commit.
Could call this with like 6/8 though.
チー
It
Comes
goes with
with
the
the 5/6 instead.
maybe likes the idea of Pon on the 8 so versus the Chi chances. Because, the question is, do we leave a 5 so in our hand or do we leave an 8 so? I think I
Yeah, the
prefer.
problem is there's an abundance of pairs in this hand.
Yeah.
When there's an abundance of pairs, you don't really need a third pair. Like your pair could be around the 4 4 4 6 shape or the 2 5 on Novaton.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We could still keep the 6 pin without being 50-10. Well, speaking of 50-10, here we are. Now,
I mean, it's small. Right?
yeah. So this 7 mon won't deal in. The question is, will there be a Ricci? Dama.
Yeah, you're in first place with Pink Funomi, so
リー
actually
チ
Pink Fedora won.
ドン
Yeah, and so that hand was looking kind of exciting there, but no consideration to the potential Dama here. And that will retain third place for Tess, even despite the deal in. Danny will take the fourth. Yukai with the second place, and Maya with the first 38.4. And it looks like that A2 table might be only playing 2, but this B3 is going again, so we'll have one more game to catch. Take a look at the B3 standings. It's been a while since I've seen it. Ian still up at the top. Dennis in second place. Hey, Brian, did you see that Sanbaimon that Dennis hit the other day? It's like a
Yeah,
week
I
ago.
did.
That was crazy. 5 cons. There were 2 potential Sanbaimon hands, and Dennis got his Tsumo. I don't think I've ever played a game with 5 cons.
Yeah, because normally the rule is that Like on ladder, it just goes to the board.
Right, yeah, you either have to have, I guess it's four cons technically, but five
Right, yeah.
indicators. But yeah, you have to have either someone get all the cons and be going for a Sukansu, or you have to be playing without a boards. And like with all those conditions compounded, it's really rare to see that happen, but it's happening normal. This is where you get all that fun action. Well, Maya now in the East 1, our dealer, unfortunately gave up the East right before it would have been paired up.
It was twice that at that point, so it
Oh,
would be a dead pair.
well, a lot less unfortunate then, huh? One Mondora certainly favors
Pong.
people who have Yaku like this Chun. The shapes after the call, though, are still really, really rough. There is a lot of tile acceptance, though.
Yeah, there's potential for a toy toy as well.
I always tend to forget that these hands can turn into toy toy because I'm not that optimistic that I'll ever complete those shapes as triplets. We've got a nice Ishanten on the left. Had the choice of pair to cut, 8 mon, 2 pin, and 9 so. Is there
Pong.
a way to decide which one to choose?
Well, you have time chance of the 2-3 months, so this is almost always
Pong.
Yeah, for callability reasons, perhaps. Oh, and now there's a draw towards 2-4 Sanchoku. Tempai.
Yeah, like 6 month guard and 3 month there. Because drawing a 3 so gives you a better weight
Wrong.
and potentially some people.
Yeah, that's true. We'll end up finding the 5 so immediately for the 1,000 points. And a quick shift into East 2. Hatsudora. I see one on the left, one green dragon on the right, one green dragon across the table. So Hatsu is not really live. It's one of those hands where holding it could slow you down. But whoever pairs it up is going to have a huge advantage. Maya this time passes up the call with 4 pairs in hand.
She discarded Hatsu in the first this time.
Yeah, I thought she might be passing in order to play Chitoi, but if I'm playing Chitoi, I kind of want to hold the Dora.
Well, she's still Chitoi Shanten.
Yeah, maybe even ending on Peitonki. We'll see.
Pong.
Northwind, of course, held as a pair by the dealer, so if you slam a Ricci on it, a lot of times players will just cut that honor pair because it's relatively safe.
See the 4-5 pin from Clayman.
Oh yeah, this is not a Honitsu, so it's got to be a Toy
Gotta be
consideration.
toy toy. Yeah.
Mm. I like holding for Tanyo, but perhaps Dandy's considering the possibility of Toy waiting on Dora Tonki.
Yeah.
Harakatanki.
She I think the 9 so they're maybe going back to Tanyo.
Yeah, maybe considers, you know what, Tanyo could be the route here. Also, a second Dora came out as well, so if that was the plan. Oh no! I am missing out on the Chitoi Tempai here. With 2 Dora. Still Ishanten though. And the other hand's chugging along. It's been slow going, but dealer is Ishanten.
That's Senpai. Dama's on 6 month.
Not content with the 6-mon Ricci for Ricci Nomi. There
Yeah,
is,
it's just reaching on me.
yeah, 7-pin draw for Sanchoku would be nice. 8 mon would be to keep it
Uh,
in shape.
I probably got. Oh, okay. Yeah, 6 mon doesn't deal, and there's no Yaku. Could reach on the 8 mon now.
He'll stay put.
That's Tenpai on Chikoi.
On the 9 that just came out. We'll see if Maya sticks with his weight or looks for something better.
So no one's willing to send to Ricci. That's
Didn't.
too.
This is. I thought we were watching Ricci Mahjong, not.
相撲
Oh, they said sumo. Okay. You know, for all the door having been discarded, it was a very cautious play.
Yeah.
Usually, I feel like if all the door is seen, players are a little more willing to slam bad weight Ricci's.
Yeah, but the thing is, your opponent also realizes you have no value. There's also that element.
That's true. So, if you're reaching with a Nomi hand, nothing to back it up, and someone else has a Ricci Pinfu or Ricci Sanchoku or something with any sort of Yaku to back it up, they'll be more than happy to take that fight. And then you're just kind of trapped. Kind of tough to decide how to approach that.
ポン
But no,
It's like a.
no indecision here. This is a straightforward play for Danny. Drop all the non-Pinzu, collect all the Pinzu, and honor tiles. Similarly, dealer also in the Sozu. We're gonna have a Honitsu battle.
Oh, there's gonna be more than Honitsu.
Oh, you're right. Can we draw some triplets? I mean, Sozu is really live in the wall. Just looking at these hands, there's so few of them out. Khan into Sanzo?
Okay.
We could be getting a little excited here. Warming up to this. East is twice cut, so that's not super great, but 6-0, 7-0, those are in the wall. And just this Khan alone is going to turn this hand into a Mongon.
チ
I could open the hand.
Go on.
Still have a Mongon. Oh,
リー
Oh
チ
boy. Oh boy.
here we go. 3 tiles live. And
So this is Baiman confirmed.
Ricci, San, Anko, Toy, Honitsu. You're right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dealer Baimon minimum?
Still 3 left.
This is crazy.
リーチ
Oh, we're gonna see a
Yeah,
chase
with Tenpai here.
ポン
on
And
the
just
same.
7, so.
Oh my goodness. Ricci Tanya Dora with a Khan. Certainly encouraged to try to play for his hand. 5-so is a bit of,
チ
bit of a sweat, but it passes. Dora
And
Tonki. These players going crazy for all that caution we saw in the previous hand. They're going nuts, and that's 7.
Oh no!
It's gonna be a double room. Tessa's gonna take the Ricci sticks and 5200, but the big hand is about to be revealed here. Ricci, Saranko, Toy, Honitsu. No Ura, but who needs that? 24,000 points.
The Tsumo was shifted because of the chi. Would have been a Swanko Tsumo.
Oh, you're right. 48,000 points. Yuka got robbed by the chi. But, I think...
I mean, you got half of that, so it's
yeah. That...
so they can.
What a wild hand. I'm glad H2 game took so long to queue up because we got to see this instead. And Danny did not have a bad hand either. That was Mongon Tenpai.
But that was Hanuman Tenpai. Right?
Was it? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the
three-pin was Dora.
white
Huh?
was the new Dora.
Yeah,
The white was the new Dora. So.
It was gonna be Haku pair, and then I forgot about the 3-pin or something that was also the Dora. So yeah, Hanuman's
Mm.
certainly worth fighting for. Just fortunately found the wrong tile. Now, are we gonna do it again? Two triplets, two pairs, one mon cut, just maximizing the pair ukede.
Sure, yeah.
Oh my goodness, here we go again.
Well,
Ishanten. Three so is paired up though. Nine so is once out. Could be Chichoi Tenpai, but
リーチ
okay. Not this time. Ichi Tanya Dora, strong hand again from Danny.
リーチ
Chase by Test, 2-5 so. And now you can play towards Chitoi, but you've got to cut from the 5 so, which looks pretty bad.
yeah, now I'm saved to one player at least.
Yeah, rough spot. When you've got nothing but, pairs and triplets in your hand, if you could pass a tile, then you can pass a lot more, but you have a lot fewer options to choose from.
Probably go, yeah, that seems like the best choice there.
Dealer
スモ
alternating between playing safe for one player and then the other. We will find that Sumo, Donnie gets back a manga on minimum, and the two Ricci sticks as well, so up to 9,000 points, and the dealership coming next. This hand is okay. It's got two Dora, so that's promising, but the shapes leave a lot to be desired. On the right, Maya holding south pair, that is Yakuhai. Shapes are okay. No Dora just yet. Across the table. Kind of slow looking for test. That north pair really isn't callable, so it'll be a while before we have something worth talking about. Pair certainly makes us think about Chitoi, though. And on the left, it's got blocks. Most of them are bad, but it can't accept the Dora. Danny might be going big
This
here.
was a good draw.
Too so. I
Let's
just
go
feel like,
chains
yeah, I think that's just the end route for this hand. There are some tempais that we can find before it turns into Chinitsu, but they're kind of slow to find.
Another Dora. This is actually Itsu Ishanten, if you take the 7 seal.
Yeah, we absolutely would, I imagine. Or
But you
just
could just go for chains.
just draw more Sozu. And 5,
So let's
6.
see.
Is that two-way from Chinitsu?
Yeah, 2.
We need a 7. We need a 1-4 so. 1-4 7, alright. That's our plan. In the meantime, Tessa's actually gone to Chitoi Ishunten across the table. They have progressed a lot more quickly than I anticipated. I feel like that poem doesn't do that much. It is the last two so, though.
Yeah, you don't want to pawn there. Lose the 1 so second.
And
I guess you're still you're still 10 pound 1 so.
リーチ
Tempai. Richie only currently, but can win on the door 3 so. Also wins on the 6 so. Oh, that
It's
was a
not 10 pound.
desperately needed tile.
Well, it's super wide Ishanten. I think I need Sozu is 10 back here. For sure.
Yeah, because we're essentially well, sort of headless. Or I guess
リーチ
wait one turn Richie. 3 pin good
Grouping,
time.
there's actually 2 in the wall, so
Oh, that's Tempai,
it's 10 pound. So 9 so or 8 so Tonki here.
right? 9 so is the
9 so
same.
6 about.
Oh. twice cut anyway. You don't really want to wait on that.
Sumo would be, well, there's no 8 left.
Oh yeah, they're all the Ricci hands, so Denny actually can't win here without calling. Can swap.
It's 1 4 7 I think.
Wow. All those
Oh
tiles
wait,
lighting
hold
up.
on.
Yeah, take a screenshot of that for your Chinese trainer.
Yeah, I can determine that.
At the very least, should be 147. This issue is such high demand. We had pair of ones, pair of twos, triple to 3 and 4, 5, 5, 6. That's one of those where you
Yeah, I have
just
to look at
like,
that again.
I know if I cut the 8 so, I'll be Tempai. The computer will do the rest for me. Well, there's the second tune, so we'll see if Toyman calls this time. Oh, let's go.
Well, it gets rewarded, I guess. Of course, I'll draw.
Yeah, with that draw, I'm thinking, let's go Toy Toy, but then we can't call the tune anymore.
Yeah.
Still, looks like we could have some fast hands here. More pairs for dealer. That's actually 4 pairs, so 2 away from Chi Toy Tempai. On the right.
Yeah, good up on Isu as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 honor pairs, so it's definitely something you have to think about. Gonna cut the, preemptively cut the Sozu, so can still decide to move in the Honitsu direction. Holding the Haku as well over the block entirely. And that's just a really wide Ishanten on the left as well. It's only getting better.
We have another Sonko.
We haven't had enough drama yet this game. We need another Suanko Tempai.
Well, Toma's going Chitoi now. Force on this one.
リーチ
Okay, Tempai from my passed up on the
That's
Haku
Senpai.
to get this Ricci.
7-mon and 8-mon are both look pretty safe. But yeah, I like the 7-mon because 8-mon's Genbutsu.
Unfortunately, no one has an 8-mon to discard, but that's Dora.
The three-sided Tenpai on the left. There's Yaku on all 3 sides, so maybe that's why he didn't reach me.
Yeah, Pinshu on the 1-pin, Tanya on all the rest.
スモ
Oh, there's the 8-mon Sumo. It's going to be a Mongon and Tess. Jump up to 43,000 points, slowly but surely catching up to the player that won a dealer Baimon. And Tess has had a lot of Chitoy plays this game.
ポン
Alright, Chun called down. He sees the route to Yakuman. Probably Honitsu as well. So it's going to be rough going for dealer. There's a door in the hand, so I want to see if I can shift this to the Tanyao somehow.
Yeah, I'd probably call anything I can get for this one.
Across the table, there's a thought of 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku. And on the right, that looks relatively efficient. Will also make the Tanyao play.
チ
Alright, Ishanten. Moving away from the Honitsu direction, but going for any points here. In a league, long-term league setting, points are good, even if it's not necessarily changing your placement.
ポン
And Deta can still accept the door as well.
The pawn's 2-pin into Ishanten here.
aggressive call here really relies on the 4-pin.
Sure.
I almost like the pawn, the 6-mon pawn there.
Yeah, the problem is what do you probably just have to get 3 so at that point.
So hear me out. 6-mon pawn, cut 3-pin. Next turn, con the 2-pin. I can't see a negative outcome from this.
Pong.
Yeah, I would consider being the 7-pin just now.
Ooh, usually the 6 comes out.
Rom.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one hunt, so what you're doing.
Yeah, you get a little nervous when 4th place hits you directly because usually 4th place has an incentive to build a larger hand. And you look and see it's just one hand. A little bit of relief. Another Honitsu looking hand there for Maya. More triplets for Ukai. And it is Ishantan? Looking for the 3-mon and the 6-9, so on the right. Super fast.
Pong.
How do you feel about Chinitsu?
I mean, it could just fall naturally depending on if you draw the honors or not.
You could chi this.
Oh, you mean for the dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think pawn is
Chi.
better because the 6-pin is a dead pair after you cheat.
Yeah, this is really, locking in the one pin and 2-pin shapes, but
Yeah, I mean, you still accept 3-pin as a rookie, but it would require another 3-pin to make a block.
Pong.
Put pawn here.
there's one. And well,
Oh, we have another thing into
oh,
that. Okay.
wait, is that 5 not useful?
I mean, it was definitely useful. I think they just didn't want to cut the honors against dealer.
Chi.
Oh, you're right. I mean, this is a pretty big threat. Choose twice cut. Oh, but the 6 will come out and deal into the Tanya Dora on the right, just as things were getting exciting for Tess. If I will stay ahead and take the dealership. I'm not particularly easily usable by any of the players here. So I'm looking to see if people build hands naturally, and the most optimistic looking high pie is on the right.
Yeah, really showing you something.
147 mon 5 8 so into tempai. Now you get a few more draws into tempai.
Yeah.
It's like Kutsuki 4 mon 7 so.
Yeah.
Oh, we get 3-sided if we
Lichi.
want it. And we're shooting 10 on the other side, so might as well take it. And there it comes.
Rom.
Cutting from pair. Ichibat's Ping Fu. Oh, and that's a direct hit on the.
Yeah, that could be very impactful for the game.
Yeah, Daddy will get the dealership as well. So only 4,000 points separating third and fourth. Notably, also, Tess is a Mongansum away from stealing first place away. So everyone at the table with a lot to play for here. One Pandora. Another challenging Dora. Another relatively strong high pie for Danny. One of those high pie that you expect most of your draws to be useful. Just the amount of acceptance here is insane. There we go, straight into Ishantan. This is where things usually slow down a little bit for me. On the right, Maya working towards Ipeko, still holding on to this Dora. Across the way, Tess also.
Probably go 1-3 mon. Yeah.
When in doubt, go move in the direction of Tanya seems to be a pretty consistent theme.
Yeah, because you have Kanchan, so even if you draw like 2 mon, you're not too happy.
Oh, how about you just build the Kanchan? So we're not Tempai, but now we have an insane Ishanten. Notably, there's a Tempai across the way, but Tess doesn't like it, and we'll move away from that, hoping to draw on the 5-pin for Pinshu.
A little bit of a backfire.
Yeah, we'll
Actually, would
still.
have kept the Senso for Sunfu chances. Because the 5, 6, 7, 8 mon, there's a lot of fruiting opportunities since you could both the 9 mon and the 3 mon.
Whereas the Sense is still a decent floater. And where's
Yeah,
5, 6,
even though you
6?
have a 4, so
Well, this is
the
good.
4 so here.
Now we have the Nobiton shape and the 3-sided shape of the Pinzu, but finally Tess gets the shape you're looking for. 147 pin, 3-sided, hard to complain about that, but we're going to see a chase. Dealer with a similar 3-sided weight in the Pinzu. 147 versus 258. This is a big opportunity for Dealer to escape fourth here, and a big opportunity for Tess to claim the win. There's 3 tiles in the wall for Tess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 for Danny.
Yeah.
4 rather. Pretty close. Unsurprisingly, more triplets being drawn on the left. That's Tempai? Do you jam against 2 Ouija's?
That's birthplace, probably not.
Cons.
Oh.
And now
Okay.
Saranko chance. But no, doesn't accept it.
That's
7-1 was Suji at least.
yeah, it was Suji.
Oh, but there's the Tsumo. And with the
We're
con,
indicator.
that's gonna be enough.
Actually,
No.
that's always enough. Yeah, that's always enough.
After the con, the 3-pin became Dora as well, and we have a Gyakuten Test taking it over just barely. 35.7 points for the victory. It is Yukai with a great second place that San Baimon. I'm sure it's been clipped. That's going to make the highlight reels for the year. Nice 24.3 point second place. Maya stays in third place here, minus 101.5. Danny had a great comeback chance in the last couple of hands, winning 3,900 after our competition, getting a 3-sided Tempai. Can't do much more than put yourself in position, but did not end up panning out there. Still well fought, and it will be Maya still in the promotion zone in Division B3, but Tess climbing almost into the positives, and Yukai also up into the positives now. So another Division B3 as well as C1, a division where you really want to end the season positive. Even if you're not in the promotion zone directly, frequently there are bonus promotion slots. So definitely attempting to be positive, get one of those bonus promotion slots is a worthwhile endeavor. But that is, I believe, game 4 for this table, and that means that we can swap back to A2 as they did end up restarting their series after a bit of a break. So let's go ahead and open that back up. Now, this game has been going for 25 minutes already. What round do you think they're in?
Probably so the East round, I'm guessing.
Usually I would say like East 4, South 1 maybe. Let's take a look at where this table happens to be. South
Sounds
2.
good.
Must have been some repeats. Certainly looks like that with Beachin at 48,000 points.
Dom.
Oh, it's gonna get the Suji.
What's the Suji?
Yeah, the 2-5 Mon looked pretty rough. And Al wanted to maintain the tempi, so
Yeah, and it was extra. It was also extra food there. Look at the third one.
so Beachin will be sitting pretty strongly atop the standings here. Oh, and that was as dealer as well. So it gets to retain the dealership. Taking a quick peek at the scores. After that, deal in L is confirmed fourth at the moment, but the dealership's gone as well, so it's going to take a bit of an effort for him to escape. For Steve in third, needs to pick up about 8,000 points, 8,800 to be exact, to make it back to 30k. And Riley, as has been the case all series long, is in the positives. Bichen's feeling it though. He's shunting already.
Would be nice if he draws one for the E2 5.
Even holds this tempi.
I'd probably just reach here. I guess there's a 2-3-4 fifth maybe.
Yeah, so what upgrades do we have? We get Tumon. There were 4 copies of that. 5 so had a few copies.
Yeah, this is kind of an awkward pile. 6 fin's also an upgrade.
Yeah, Bijan, oh,
Beach.
you're right. 6 pin for Tanyo. Bijan clearly not a believer in Sanzo. Waited 3 turns before, 4 turns really before slamming the Ricci.
Hmm.
At this point, the rest of the table has. Oh, it comes out
Dom.
nuts.
Well, to wait one turn worked.
Wait 4
That's
turns,
good.
huh? When Bijan's on a roll, he just knows exactly how many turns to wait before you're going to get your winner. But really, it was kind of odd because we'd gotten to this middle of, almost the end of the second row, and I guess it was more like, 3 discards, 4 discards in the second row, and at that point, people were still cutting mostly terminals and honors.
We have a Sancho chance here. It's a
From
6
this
fin.
from this
Yeah.
position, is this something you're going to aggressively call for if you get any of the Sancho tiles?
I mean, I'm the type of player that calls when I have the chance, so I'd definitely do that. But there is an argument for holding at least some of the call.
Yeah, I mean, with 62,000 points, I think Beachin can also play however he wants, but I also think this hand is going to be really hard to win unless we call. So I like playing for it. Al's got other ideas. I don't think his plan is going to involve calling.
It was pretty far, long way off though.
Yeah, for Shanten, about the number of tiles that you typically are when you start to go for Kokushi. And even then, that's like on the lower end. Shanten for Riley. Pulls in a nice Kanchan fill. Needs to find one more. Beachin dropped the
Or
one,
we can
so
slide back into Sancho.
I wonder if you could cut something like the 8 so after having drawn the 4 so and still hold that chance. He can still walk his way back down though.
I mean, if you draw to one spot anyways, you get Sanfubu. So it doesn't matter if you hold the 5 spot or not.
Oh, two Dora now. Okay. Al has importantly drawn the final copy of the pay.
So still missing 1191, 129 pin.
Yeah, like one mon, one pin. Odds are slim. Oh, and that's a Conchon fill. Probably not what Riley was expecting.
It's
That
Senpai.
that 3-3-4-5-5 is so good when you need a head, but sometimes you draw the quote unquote expensive side that leaves you with a Tonki.
Yeah, it always sucks when that happens.
Yeah, it's
This
like
late into the game, you probably just have to take the Senpai.
it's like, hooray, I have Ipeco. Oh wait.
3-6 pin wait now.
Yeah, 6-pin and 3-pin all super held. Oh, how about Dora? Oh, it does.
The door's
Home.
for 10, so K10.
The table could, probably suspects it's K10, but the problem is,
Yeah, you don't see a lot of the honor tiles, so
right, and you
I guess it
suspect.
could still be the north. Because everything else is accounted for. The north of the only Yako Island.
Oh, who's on the 8? Oh, it's Shibo Steve.
Yeah, there's no Yaku though. Yeah, I mean, all the 5s are gone,
Gee.
and then you see a door pulled by dealer, so I don't think you want to reach his 5-8 way.
In the meantime, Riley has shifted to the 2-3-4-5 weight. Also not declaring the Richi. We'll go to Ryukyoku. Unsurprisingly, the Kokushi hand, the only one that doesn't get there.
Well, we tried to get Tenpai name in the
Yeah,
end.
gave it a fair try.
We'll see an immediate door in this card.
Seems to be a theme when on this table with a Dragon Dora. With these shapes, though, it looks like this hand can get there really quickly. Oh, well,
That's unfortunate.
would have liked to have a Dragon pair right about now. Dora pair, specifically. Is it Steve's turn to play the Kokushi game? 1, 2,
It
3,
definitely
4,
looks like
5,
it.
6, 7, 8. The
I mean, with
threshold,
this point gap, like the distance between you and fourth place is just enormous, and the distance between you and first place is also huge. So going first some sort of like huge hand definitely makes sense.
yeah, the threshold for these players to go for Kokushi seems to be rather low in this game. And of course, it could just turn into Horitsu. Certainly advantage Bichen, especially after drawing into this Tempai with Dama.
Doesn't repeat.
The classic Bichen Dama
All right,
Pinfu.
how many turns is he gonna wait this time?
He's got to time it up perfectly.
Oh, that's coming.
Dom.
Pinfu only, but that turns into quite a bit more with all that Homba. Six sticks is an extra 1,800 points.
We're at 7 by now.
At this point, any win is like a dealer 140 tsumo. Just tacked on to whatever you have. It's like you're getting an extra Han. As non-dealer, at least. Two pin door, one on the right, rest in the wall. Steve kind of stuck here because he's just Ishanten, and Tenpai means dropping the Dora.
Yeah, I mean, you still do it if you get Tenpai.
Tenpai is a Tenpai. And the loss of the Dora is compensated by all those Homba.
Home.
Oh, Tenpai on 471.
One
And that's the
Han.
fourth also Ishanten.
I imagine Riley will slam any Ricci.
That's Tenpai.
Shaba,
Or just go
perhaps?
Shabo, Shabo.
A little bit of a
Eat.
temptation to wait and draw something around the 6 pin for Pinfu, but this wait's decent enough since it's really only 9. Steve just had too much time, ends up getting there first. 1,000, sorry, shoot only for 300, 500. It's a lot bigger. You're adding 700 to that. Plus, the Ricci stick donation means that this battle is actually really close now between Steve and Riley. Well, this dealership is a bit burdened by these pairs. Not callable, really. You've got the pinch on 1, 2. Once we draw something connecting to 6 pin, we'll be able to breathe a little bit easier. 4 pin to start.
4 pin does that. Yeah.
If we draw like 5 pin, what do you want to cut here?
Just 1 pin, 2 pin.
Play for the Shabo.
Yeah, the final weight, if you have a terminal Shabo as your final weight, it's pretty good.
I love angling for those, but what always happens is that both pairs just get cut before I get to Tenpai.
Yeah. It's hard to time those, I guess.
There's Ishanten on the right for Riley. Potential Richitanya Pingfu. You can draw 2 Mon or 5 Mon for Ipeko as well. And a Dora can swap. Oh, we've dropped it already. We've dropped the 9 pin already, but is there any world where we cut the 3 pin instead?
I don't think so. Just because, like, if you get 2 5 pins, you get Kanyo still. That's worth the same as having the Dora.
Fair enough. We did get the 2 Mon upgrade as well, so Riley looking good for a nice value hand. Steve has also turned this hand into
That's
Ishanten for potentially
cheap
Ipeko.
weight Senpai. Could reach down to 7 so for the Fuji trap. I might do it. Something looks like decent.
Wants to stick with the
If it goes
Pingfu.
for the, yeah, stick with the ramen.
It's back. Riley, the wall is
The wrong
telling you
pair, but
something.
Eat.
He takes it
okay,
this
goes for
time.
it now.
All right, so the weight is dead, but we'll see
Yeah, there's a
how.
chance it comes out.
Right, Al
On time.
could fall for the Suji here.
I mean, he still has a lot of save tiles. So.
Steve hasn't had to jam anything too dangerous yet. He's still sort of in it. Sal Shompai.
It's twice cut.
Oh, there it is. Steve still doesn't like it.
Yeah, this looks a little pass between. Because, like, Shumich has your direct competition for second place.
Mm.
You don't
It,
want to fight, at least for K10 at this point.
yeah, he ends up missing the chance to call the 3 pin for Tenpai, and
Hmm.
Yeah, this Nakazuchi 6-pin to jam.
Yeah, those are just definitely like tiles you can push.
And that player had discarded 2 door already. You could see where 3 of them were. It seemed like, South was okay. But in the end, it goes to Ryukyoku, and so Steve will have some work to do in all last to catch up. Al has the double south, but look, I guess at this point he's not going to change positions, so you might as well take what you can get.
Yeah.
Home.
Okay, so he'll play for the 3,300.
Home.
If this could somehow incorporate a Dora or turn into Toy Toy or something, that'd be pretty huge. We do have an E-Shunt across the way for B-Jump. It's not a good one, but technically close. And this is a Tempai for Riley. Does he try to take advantage of Al having called multiple times with a Ricci?
I think Alma and Reach are both fine here. I probably just Ricci.
Yeah, might not want to signal the Suchi trap on their shovel. That's a Dora. He jams it anyway. Little pause there, but no con for fun.
Let's see. So the point gap now is 4,700. So if he reaches and goes into 3 Han, he could lose second place.
Oh yeah, you lose your stick. And then the 3,900 is a total 49. That's a little too much. Also, there's home butt to consider.
Yeah, especially with the double south call. One door there would have been 3 Han.
I'm playing the numbers game. Still holding the Tempai, though. Steve is Ishanten. When he finds Tempai, most of the times it requires a 3-so cut. And Al has just gotten rid of 4-so, 2-so, which makes the 3 look a lot better. With 2 Dora, Steve also really incentivized to call for Tempai here. Can he find it? Pen's pretty safe. Just came out. One more draw. And a call
Gee.
chance. That'll be called.
Wrong.
As expected, 3-so will deal in 2,000 points. Riley will pick up the Ricci stick. Collect 300 points of Homba. Recycle. Margin still achievable for Steve here. It's getting harder.
얘는 망간 쓰면은
With a door in hand, you can certainly work towards a Mongon. Richitsumo Dora Ura, Richitsumo Pihu Dora Ura.
Yep.
Kind of emphasizing the Ura here. But if you're Ricci, there's a way. Speaking of Ricci, Al's Tempai will decline to take the Kanchan weight or slamming a Ricci on the Tonki. There's definitely a ton of improvements to be had here.
Reach.
That's an improvement.
Ricci Tanya Dora, that's pretty strong. Ooh, but that's Ishan 10 for Steve.
Yeah, they're really strong something as well. Could get Sun to maybe grab the fourth over 6 pawn.
Oh, you're right. Then you don't even need the Uda. Oh, there's the Forza. Well, he's gonna fly out
Forza.
here. Surely.
And this has to be
Each.
it. Yeah.
And it's the wrong side to deal into Al. We've got a chance. The 6 mon are all held, though.
I think his way is dead, right? 3 months all gone as well.
Oh, he has the door indicator, so not live at all. We'll need someone to discard it. But that means Al is safe, so he's the only one who can draw anything from the wall. And the 3/6 Monsuji looks terrible, so I can't imagine anyone discarding it. Two copies of 6-pin in the wall. One copy of the 7-pin, so 3 tiles for Al to get back to the positives. The wall encouraging Riley to play this hand.
Hope you're running out of options to defend them.
Yeah, it's like saved by 8 Sumo. Reached simultaneadora, it's a Mangan. And although Riley takes the Oyakaburi, so he drops below 30k. So Pichen lost 2,200 points of Sumo loss, but then he gained 5 points of bonus Uma because Riley dipped below, so there's a net gain on Al Sumoing a Mangan. Huge win for Pichen. These numbers drastically changing the standings here. Up to second place. Trades places with Steve even, who eats a minus 15.5 here.
Bisha actually still hasn't got a fourth this season.
Yeah, that's awesome. Bichen in the running for the ladder award still. Actually, another player, Andre, although Andre has yet to play any games this session. So 2 players in A2 that are in the running for the ladder award. I was looking at that a little bit earlier to see how many players in all the divisions were live, and the number is dwindling.
Yeah, I actually would have been able to be in that position as well, but the 1/4 I got was due to a DC. So
Oh no.
that was unfortunate.
Still, this season looks like you're doing pretty well in the B1 division. For those who cannot see the standings, Brian is, last time I checked, was heading the division up at the top in solid position to promote to this A2 division, where you will potentially get the chance to play against a Beachin or a Steve or a Ryler and Al, depending on whether they promote or relegate. And to anybody watching who wants to get involved too, wants to climb the ladder up from C1 all the way to A1, you can certainly do so. Registration is available for the fall season. You can start your Armal climb. It's gonna be open for about a month, so plenty of time to visit the website AmericanRichi.org and check out the description, the link description there. We'll have one final game in A2, the last scheduled game for the evening. And I think all things said and done, after 3 games, the players are almost where they started. I think Steve has dropped down just a little bit. Beechen has gone up just a little bit. They used to be 3-4 in the standings. But Riley and Aldwin are about where they started, so it's been really closely contested, a really tough table. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. We'll have one more to go. As they open up this hand, I'm going to take a quick peek at the start of that last game to see just how Beechend ended up with all those points. Oh, here's how. East 2-0, Bichen Sumo's double reach Udatu for 12,000 points. Yep, makes sense.
Seems like a lot of double reach on this table.
Yeah, it's a second one. And they both won too. I'm used to the double reaches just going nowhere. Double reach, bad weight, everyone folds. You never get anything.
Boom.
But we had what, double reach Peitonki, and I don't know what the double reach was for Bichen, but he did find the win there. Tempa already for Bichen in this hand. Just the 8-pin. It's just 1,500, but winning points is good. I'm sure he won't complain about it. Riley has thoughts of 789 Sancho on the right. Would allow him to use the 7 Sodora. And Steve just found Ishan 10 across the table. Nice Onko fill. Looks like he's hoping to improve the shape towards the lower Manzu.
This is
Each.
time. Right. So Richie signed for Dora 1 and guaranteed manga.
Big opportunity. And there are 3 Dora in the wall as well. So no one's going to trust the Suji here. Just because it's Suji. But very likely that Riley will need to pluck it out of the wall.
Because the same pin Suji.
Steve might trust the 4-mon? No, just folds away.
Yeah, you have to push 2 dangerous tiles here, one being the 4-mon and one being the 8-pin.
What if you're Sadonko Ishan 10?
Oh, yeah, I might be tempted. Yeah, I'm tempted to push it.
Oh, Bichen.
Nice. Are you doing that 2 so here? Or, yeah, put the 7-9 pin.
Nice
This is more
draw.
flexible, so if you draw another dangerous tile, you can switch.
Like the Dora. Okay, this is
The
great.
Dora.
So Bichen more than willing to trust the 9 for a chance at Hatsudora 2. Now Bichen never has to deal in. 6-pin
This
doesn't
is
look good.
Tokugawa. I mean, you have Love Valley here to push.
Oh, for sure. As dealer, Yokohama 2. Futsumo would be insane. 26 all.
We have another 10-5, 6-9, so wow.
Hal's been.
What a Milwaukee here. This is pretty good match now.
He's been dancing, but got there, holding all the dangerous tiles. Oh, and one more.
Oh
Well,
no.
It
I
gives
mean,
it
you
up.
could push it to the 9 still probably.
I think Con?
You could just con. Oh, I mean,
Two
or you
so-
could just drop the Tuso. Tuso's no chance.
Oh, is it
It's
no
one scrap.
chance? Oh, all the 4s, you're right.
Yeah, you see how the force went. You see how the force.
Yeah, no chance. I definitely like the 2. Without that, I think defensive con might be the play. It's a little awkward because Riley still gets one more draw. I think it's Haite as well. After the con.
Yeah, sure.
Nice
Yeah,
dancing.
that game
Though.
was played very well across all 4 players. Like anyone could have dealt in there easily.
And as the hands get revealed, L, a nod of confirmation to himself that he made the right play. And he's looking okay on the left, potentially Ipeco in the Sozu. Reasonable tile acceptance as well towards better shapes. The Dora are held by Beechin, though. A pair in that hand. He's thinking about a call here.
You could go with 2-4, yeah. You probably call it the 2-4 because
Yeah.
I guarantee 2 doors.
Gee.
Tano seems good. Tano Dora 2, 5,800.
Boom.
Riley's just Ishan 10, Sanmenchan Diamond shape with the Dora. I have the feeling we're going to see another Riley Ricci pretty soon.
Yeah, with Ramen Sanmenchan,
1
he just gets there.
1
Steve moves his way towards
Gee.
Anitsu or Chinitsu.
All this too.
Everyone's playing. They've all got value. Al
This
Ishunten
is
now.
Yishan 10. 10-5 to 5 pin. Just 20 Tsunami though.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. Oh, that's a third Dora. Well, Steve will definitely fight here, but he's hoping to be able to get a good weight out of this. Oh, that's a good weight.
Well, yep. Time to 5 so.
5 doesn't even feel that bad with so many fours visible to yourself.
Like okay, I guess.
That's not good, but it's
I always see a chain to commit. Instead of taking the 10 off, we need to.
Steve says if I'm gonna play this hand, I'm gonna play it for value, big value.
There's no Yaku on the 9-1, so just dropping the 8 on there doesn't lose anything.
Definitely feels
Ricci.
like he has sussed out the fact that it's a pinsy
Don't.
weight, but Al hasn't. And that 8 pin is gonna deal into reach pin for Dora. Just 3900 missed the Uda for maximum value, but feels like every time we've tuned in from the start of the game, Riley's gotten off to a good start. Didn't get his first Ricci win, but pulled that one in. Yeah, there's too many good hype here.
Yeah, everyone's 5 looks decent. So, 10 seems fine. Have you jumped in? Puts a 6 so there's more chance of painful upgrades and time upgrades this way. If you draw around the 2, 3, 4, 5 mon shape.
You draw something like the 6 mon, you can even get tiny up painful, but they're just as you called, the 1 mon fill. That'll be a tempo.
リーチ
Dora drawn immediately on a positive turn. That is not what Riley wanted to see. It's gonna be difficult for him to take this challenge now. Steve can probably trust this 8 so. Well,
1
who cares about Idionkan? He's
Don't.
gonna slam the reach and get the Ipatsu rewarded for his chase. Reach Ipatsu paying for Tanyao. That's gonna be a Mangan. Steve taking over. Nine pin Dora. Funny hand across the table for Beachhead.
That's a good thing. We're just got 8 so.
I just take your Ishanten. I mean, it's Ishanten pretty much no matter what you cut. Like, I guess
Yeah, Tito Ishante as well.
the only tile that doesn't give you Ishanten is throwing back one of the 2, 3, or 4. So, oh wow,
So
he feels
that's
it. Something
Yeah.
something 3 pin good tile, and here's a Ricci Pinfu E Peiko. A great weight as well. With an early Ricci like this, do you trust the 9 so more or 9 mon more than usual?
You can expect the 8 mon to be a related tile because it's cut after the 7 pin. Because usually the 7 is more efficient, especially being close to the Dora.
Yeah, if it was something like 1 pin, south, east, 8 mon, maybe you can trust it a little bit more. But since
I
they
mean, there are
were,
still cases where, yeah, there are still cases where it doesn't matter.
of course, of
Um,
course. Since they were holding the Amon ahead of a tile right next to Dora,
yeah,
probably
4
somewhat
I don't hate
related.
this timeline. Guess you could have folded with like 7-so, 8-so, but then the hand is just going nowhere.
Besides, if one 9-mon passes, the other one also passes. And you
And
get
we
to play
almost
the
have
hand.
another double reaching nonetheless.
Oh, how sweet would a 7-pin first draw have been for Steve? Instead, we're getting double Yakuhai from Al. If anyone has a tune, get rid of it now. Oh, it's too late. It's
I mean,
almost
you
too
can still
late.
get rid of them now.
Still 2 in the wall. And Al continues to draw Pinzu. Ooh, if you draw 8-pin, I guess you just have to take the Tempai.
Do you? I'm actually not very much.
Mm.
I mean, I would take the Tenpai, but
Dealer Mongon feels like a really necessary hand right
the thing
about
is, it's
now.
not like seven miles like a great way.
Mm. You could like
If
hedge
it's a better way,
Amon.
I'd take it. Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. What would you do? Ah, we could have a south pair right now instead of the 6-8 or triplet.
Let me just go 5 months here. So this is, I guess, keeping the 5-6-7 scientifically. It's good if you draw Dora,
Mm.
or if you draw the, I guess, the 6 months first, and then you can wait on 5-8 and calculate Dora.
Man, it's frustrating when you start Ishanten and then just sit there. Wait, he has to reconsider now because Pinzu looked bad against Al, and he hates it. He hates the idea of cutting Pinzu.
I mean, yeah. Sure, you got 5 on here. Even wider Ishanten for dealer. It's Tenpai.
Will not take it.
Mm. With no overflow from dealer, I probably still redo this.
Yeah, it's that weird spot where there's no overflow, but if they just got there with no overflow, if they had a lucky hand, then you're getting pummeled.
Oh, still Tenpai. Waiting on the 5-pin because something's
Oh yeah,
Dura
the door
indicator.
indicator.
What if it's the mode if you retreat?
Mm. Al finally gets Tempai, and when they see the tune come out, they definitely know it's Tempai.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be able to win here. That Door Tonki versus Dragon Tonki for Shosangen is always an interesting one. Um, and that late
Yeah,
in the game,
being on the last turn there, yeah, he had to take the door Tonki because it's the more dangerous tile.
yeah. But I always wonder in different situations where it's like earlier in the game and it's like once cut Dragon and once cut Dora or something like that.
Yeah, if it were earlier, you it's definitely better to take the red dragon
Mm.
Tonki.
Just harder for people to use.
Maybe less so when you call the Taku and the green.
Mm.
But it's always an intimidation factor for players. If you don't see the dealer discard the final dragon, right?
That's true, because once they drop the dragon, then you know it's not a Yakuman. People are opened up to
Yeah.
play for their hand again. But if you, while you still have the threat there, they could get, you could absolutely freeze your opponents, and then it gives you time to sumo at least.
But that's exactly what we saw because Clement didn't want to reach that hand.
But we're going to see a Tempai here. Chitoi, Tanyao, Dora 2 for Beach, and not willing to take this Ricci just yet. But as well for Al.
Yeah, it is waiting on Dora.
Sometimes in these spots, I think about reaching, discarding the Dora, waiting on something super sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, depends on the value of the hand, right? Because here there's Kanyo. So even if you, let's say, discard Dora and wait on
1、
410, still like 6,400.
カン、
Oh, Khan.
Oh,
Al says, I don't care about your Ricci. Unfortunately for Al, he only has one tile left in the wall. Surprisingly low number of tiles, but he wants this dealer hand. He wants it to have some value too. Unfortunately, he didn't flip any Dora for himself. Only makes the Ricci more powerful. But Riley's weight not very live either. Only 2 8mon left.
ツモ、
Oh, there's the Tsumo.
oh,
That's gonna be a Hanuman. He's shown with big hands in these past couple of games. It makes you wonder what the Uda would have been with 2 indicators. I feel like a lot of people will recommend that you, even if you've been holding a Dama, that you just chase the Ricci there. Because no one's going to cut Dora against the Ricci, and if the Ricci drops it, you want to have a chance at Uda.
mm, yeah, I'd probably chase him.
It's almost like, is it worth throwing away a stick? Because you're never folding.
Yeah, especially with Tanyo, because it's if you didn't have Tanyo there, and it would have been just a 6,400 versus 8,000 point
ポ
difference.
ン、
But with Tanyo, it would have been a 8,000 versus 12,000 point difference.
That's a really good point.
So yeah, usually going from 4 to 5 with Shitoi isn't worth that much, but going from like 4 to 6 or 5 to 6 is worthwhile.
Beachin opening up here on the 8-pin has the concealed triplet of the red dragon already, so ooh, have the choice to make. Do you cut the efficient 1-pin, 3-pin, or do you greed the Dora?
I prefer keeping the efficient there.
Side question, are you planning to con
If I'm
with
Senpai, I
your tempo?
probably,
Yeah, with good weight.
yeah.
So just like we saw Al do earlier, although Al was actually directly fighting against Ricci at that time. Oh, Beachin wants it
Oh,
all.
yeah. Mm.
This was a bit unexpected.
Yeah, it's also pretty late in the game.
Maybe after winning that last hand, Beachin's just feeling good. I don't know about you, but sometimes there are games where I feel like I just can't lose, and so every choice that I make is the right one. So if every choice you make is the right choice, why not be a little greedy?
Well,
6-pin, 7-pin is awkward because all the 8s are gone, and yeah, Riley will play it out. It's a little risky because a very clear Honitsu shift going on, but Beachin really hasn't overflowed anything yet.
チ、
Oh, here's your overflow, and now that 6-pin's a little trapped. Or is it? Hellweight
okay,
Haku versus 4-pin.
I'm gonna call it into
ポン、
never mind.
I think I like this.
チ
Yeah.
チ
Chi.
Chi chi chi. Okay, everyone wants to get on the act. Shut this hand down. Now he has to consider the south.
They're both spice cut. But I don't think you want a Tadashi here. It might reveal more information.
I agree. Once you show that you've selected the Haku versus the 4-pin, it does feel like you're on a Tonki at that point.
ロン
And yeah, I didn't want to drop the 6-pin there. So I ended up dealing it into the one hand.
Steve will sacrifice 1,000 points to shut down Beachen's major threat,
ポン
and he and Riley shake hands. Quick call of the tune for Steve. Might be getting that 1,000 right back. Lots of pairs across the way for Al. More pairs. See, there is a route to becoming a normal hand here.
Yeah, just need to draw like under Dora maybe.
ポン
5 so pawn is kind of interesting, but I think you gotta keep your Ishanten.
10-5. Or you wait on 9-1 here.
Usually, I think so. Oh, Tanya,
Oh,
taking a page out of Beechen's book.
I guess he does need the value. But the 9-1 win rate is so high if you could that one. Oh
Richi
no.
Patsumo Chitoidor too.
Well, bit of a backfire on the deep in there.
Yeah. Oh, not pin. We're fine.
Oh, that's nice. Very good. North here.
Tusu feels okay with the number 3s out, but
You might want to wait on the 2 sub just because it's very live. But might be worried about 6-man dealing into Steve there.
that's a good point. Steve is Tempai, but it's on the Dora.
Senpai, but it's just waiting on 6 sub.
Yeah,
Let's go retreat it. It's basically like waiting on a turn though, because you see all the 7 subs.
Sumo
Oh,
Oh,
no.
you would have been right. Rishi Patsumo Piku, but instead, just the 13 all. Still, Riley does prevent L from winning a Wangan, maybe even Honda Matsumo. What is this on the right? It's got 3 pairs. So 1, 2, 3 tiles away from Kokshi.
A lot of directions could go.
Yeah, you could call for Toy Toy, go for Tsuiso. It's looking like it should have been Honitsu or Chitoy. Who knows?
I was thinking going for a
Gee.
Hiroto type hand.
Horo Chitoy? We'll see if he calls any.
Hiroto Rinsu Chitoi.
Oh, that would be the best. Get it
I don't
Tsumo.
think I've ever rolled a hand like that. Like ever.
That'd be crazy. I almost want to hold the. I guess Honro is the same as Honitsu, barring Sumo. And we've already cut the 6.
Oh, we have Korato, Chitoi.
It's the saddest way to get 6,400 points. It feels like it should be worth a lot more. But Ishanten now. Tempai.
Well,
South is twice cut.
well, they're both twice cut. It's just a question: do you want to retreat? I think you do with these points.
リーチ
And you know he's going to wait on the South. That's Steve's tile.
Technically, North is better because it's higher order rate. I guess. Oh, never mind. Yeah, there's South is better. I guess. Because there's still 2 east left and only 1 west.
Oh, this is Tempai for Riley.
リーチ
Now, between two relatively equal choices, playing for the higher Uda rate is totally valuable. He's going to slam the Ricci. We'll probably wait 2-5 so. Unless he's afraid of this 4. Oh, he is afraid of the 4, so it just takes the Kanchan
チ
slash Tanki.
I mean, you can pretty much read this as Chitoi
本
because of all the.
Oh,
Alright.
no, Riley just had the read. He just knew that it would come out. Hits the Uda as well. That is something. But yeah,
I would be shocked if I don't.
I'm totally with you that it very much looks like a Chitoi, so most tiles should be safe. And they should be his weight should be of better quality than Hellweight Peitanki. Russian Tonki strikes again for Riley, and he's back into the lead here, 47,000, approximately 10k over Bichen. I would say their hands look fast, but having the same pair of dragons is actually kind of slow.
Overblocked on the left.
I feel like it makes sense to cut the Pinzu if you see some going
It's
for
either a
Pinzu
3
and
pin or. Yeah, sure.
But
It's
like
either
3 pin or
3 pin
8
so
so right?
yeah, 3 pin feels a little better. So we have Ishanta on the right.
6 pin, the ideal draw here, but it's going to be some interesting choices if Steve draws Tempai on the other side.
It's only just 5 billion.
Oh, that's the unfortunate backfire for cutting 5 so.
Right, go 2 pin here.
Yeah, 3 pin twice cut. Makes sense. Finally a pin tail that but Al can't really effectively take that call. There are thoughts of Itsu, of course, but
Yeah, he also probably wants to stay close because if he calls, it just points to Nomi.
right.
本
He will give up with 16 draws remaining. Oh, would have drawn the 5 pin.
Yeah, it's still wouldn't be 10 pine.
Right, but feels like it should be a little wider.
Huh?
We're
I don't think you
feeling.
want to conquer because yeah. Okay.
Template for Bishan, but he's willing to jam a pin tile.
7
Riley gets to play the Suji to the 5 pin that just came out. And now Steve has the 5 pin, which is safe. Just decide whether to reach
Eat.
here or not. We'll slam it with 6 tiles remaining. Oh, but
つも
Al finds the last North. Onitsu only, but gets the Reachy stick and a couple of Homba. And now South 3, Steve pairs up the door on his first draw. With great Dora comes great responsibility. We'll see how Steve forces a Yaku out of this hand. Is it just a Richi? Will it create Itsu, perhaps? Oh, well, will the draws just give it to him? Might not
Well,
even
that's the
need to...
best draw if you want Itsu.
Al's doing the
Home.
same thing on the right. Although he's just Pifu, he doesn't actually need to force the Itsu. Unless he draws the 3, so it's probable that he'll cut the 1, so 2, so.
I think calling is a little too much here. I wouldn't.
8
I guess you do a door too. So you do want to speed up the hand somehow.
Yeah, it looks like Tanya, at least from the other player's perspective for now.
But I don't think the shapes are bad enough that you have to like go this early 5 pin.
Mm.
There's still merit to wait to build a bigger hand even.
Well, I
Oh.
guess this has worked out for now.
Yeah.
We'd still need the 1 pin before we draw a 4 pin.
Still 2-1 to left.
つも
Oh.
I guess
That's
you
it.
call to put yourself on the perfect drawing line to get everything you need.
Yep.
I literally drew back-to-back perfect Itsu tiles. Then he called and drew back-to-back perfect tiles for the win. That's some strong play right there. And Steve back to his Dora ways. Back at it again with the Dora pair, and now maybe even a more easily callable Tanya. Excuse me, Steve.
I'll just draw
I'm
another door.
pretty sure this is legal. What are you going to draw next? 2 pin? 6 mon? Just a
6
3
mon.
mon. Just a 3 mon.
Yeah, 3 ones. Whatever.
Oh man, a little interesting choice here. Do you cut a pair to go 7, 8? Like 4 mon is pretty.
Like the 4 pin.
I mean, 4 pin is pretty normal, but okay, we're playing Tanya.
Okay.
We could even greedy Peiko.
Maybe a song.
Home.
Well, you won this one.
All right, just Tanya Door 3. And the table has to be a little suspicious here. 1 pin, or 1 so 3 so, followed by 8 mon, 7 mon. Looks really tempai.
ロン
But
Yeah, this feels like a hand with a lot of door.
yeah, it's hard to predict the weight here, and once again, Al dealing in. Steve now challenging Riley for first. But let's be fair, that was a pretty obscene high pie. This time, Steve doesn't get the door pair. It's Al who will be trying to take back some of those points. Bishan with a lot of pairs across the table, multiple 9s.
本
Oh, nice.
But Steve's like, you know what?
Another song for them.
I could just win another hand.
Oh, if you're pawnless.
Yeah, considers the, it's like Atosuke Haku, but also Toy Toy and also Doko. I don't hate the pawn.
But the thing is with these points, staying close might be easier for you to change position. So
Yeah, people rag on
if you
Cheat Toy
don't
a
get
little bit,
the
but
if you don't get the Doko or the Toy Toy, then this hand is just very cheap.
unless you get it all, Doko Toy Toy and Haku.
Yeah.
But more likely outcome is that you get something cheap. As
Pump.
is, like I'm sure Beechan's pretty happy to be Ishanten here for Cheat Toy. L calling into Tempai here for 3900 plus sticks. 5-8 Mon. Does see Steve suss out the danger here? No,
Dum.
Sakikiri to 5, and it will deal in. So that will leave Riley atop for now, but we'll have one more round to decide things. And also Beechen has an angle for second now. Oh, hello. Haku Anko. Door in hand as well. Pseudo headless, so we can actually use the door as a pair in the future. Steve decides that Honitsu in the door suit is a way to get enough points to surpass Riley. Seems viable. Could even get like Yakuhai, Chanta. But we're going to see an early reach from Beechan waiting on Shabo. Green Dragon and 6 pin.
Yeah, what's the extra value from the Hatsu?
Had the choice to wait 5-8 pin, you're right. I feel like early a lot of people choose the Green Dragon or the Yakuhai wait. Even
Yeah,
one's
with
cut.
these points, you want the extra one. Just Tsumo Hatsu alone is enough. Whereas if you just reach Tsumo, then you need a Hura or Ipatsu. Good call here into each content, probably 5-6 key.
地位
Al's absolutely desperately fighting here. Oh, straight into Tempai. How much does Steve like the South? Very much. Unfortunately, the 6 of
No,
Cups
he
had to be
just
a thing.
thinks the South is a better weight here.
9 was the door indicator, so one of that shape is already gone. How many can you see?
Gee.
1, 2, 3,
It's
4.
3 versus 4 tiled. And South is more likely to come out usually.
ロン
There it is. And Steve's gonna take it. That Mongon is gonna wrap things up here. Steve stealing the first place away. There's back-to-back games we saw with first place being stolen at the end. Plus 31.6 for Steve. Plus 18.5 is a very respectable second for Riley. Beechan does dip below 30k. We'll get a negative third place here, minus 10. Al takes the bigger hit. So, as we look to the final standings, as this series is wrapped up, it is going to be improvements for Riley and for Steve, I believe. Waiting for that to update. Here we go. So Beachhead and Steve still third and fourth overall in the standings, but Riley made a lot of progress out of relegation zone now. Well done to him. It seemed like he was getting off to a good start in all the games and then just staying up there, staying in the positive zone. I think he may have even finished every game positive. I would have to go to the game results just to confirm. Let me take a quick peek. Yeah, second place for Riley, second place, and then second place, first place. 1-2-2-2 for Riley, but two of those second places were actually negative, minus 1.2 and minus 0.8. But you know what? We'll take that. Ends up almost 40 points in the let's say 35 points in the positives there for Riley. So great. So here's for him. Al will have more work to do. And for Stephen Beechen, holding tight. Only one more session to go in this division for those two players before we get to the seeded round. After all players have completed their 20th game, they will repair based off of the standings at the time and play one final series of 4 games to determine final placements, and that will give us our promotion and demotion. But we still have a lot more games here in A2 to go before we wrap up there. Anything? Any takeaways from this series?
Well, I felt like that was a very high level series of games that I watched.
Yeah, I'm not surprised given the if we computed the total number of years of experience on this table, it's going to be one of the higher groups in the league. So definitely, we saw Chitwe was good today. Double Reach, strong. Drawing Dora, excellent. Some really interesting decisions, push-full decisions over the course of the evening, but pretty well navigated on all parts. And I look forward to seeing more from A2. Probably not this upcoming Monday, but perhaps on Wednesday, there will be the table with Amy, Nathan, Eric, and Rachel. And of course, that is going to be really relevant for these current standings. I see a couple of those players are in the positives, and a couple of those players are attempting to dodge relegation. So very pivotal games there on next Wednesday. In addition, we will also have the A1 series, Viet, Will, Alfred, and Dustin, to determine if A1 can get more than 5 players to be positive out of 20 in the league. There's also a third A1 table, or a second A1 table happening. Barry Clinton, Lucas Kaz will be finishing out the division that evening. And at the start of the evening will be a B3 series with Ross, Blaine, Dave, and Ramel or Remy. And that starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. That will likely be our next broadcast. We hope to see you there, of course. It has been a great night of Mahjong, but it is time to wrap things up. For those of you who are tuning in and like to see more, definitely check out our YouTube channel at American Ricci on YouTube. It has all of our broadcasts, not only from today, soon this will be posted up there, but also last Wednesday's broadcast and everything all the way from the very first season of the first recorded season past the inaugural one from a couple years ago. So definitely check that out. And our Twitter page as well also has more info and highlights from the league. All the Yakuman get posted there. We've had several of those this season. And finally, again, visit our website to check out the league standings of all divisions and also to register for the upcoming fall season. I want to also thank Brian for hopping in. It was awesome doing commentary with you tonight. As always, I rely on your expertise. It's like my one chance to just pummel you with all the questions that I've always wondered about Mahjong. So definitely value your answers. That being said, we will be wrapping it up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. See you in our next broadcast. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, see ya.